Good evening, my darling batlings. Let's get some peppy music playing. There we go. There we go. Good evening, my darling batlings. I've been on kind of a break because Thanksgiving and shit, am I right? I had a good Thanksgiving break, and technically I'm still on it. We don't go back to class until Thursday.
Oh, nice.
So it's pretty fucking cold out, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I had to start a couple of fires around here just to keep warm.
You shouldn't be starting fires, especially not in your own home. Especially not in my home.
Hey.
Arson is a crime, I'll have you know.
Hey, look, that's Firefly's job, not mine. I'm no arsonist. No.
So what are you then? If you're not an arsonist, then what are you?
I'm a certified criminal whack job. I've killed a lot of people to earn this title. I deserve to be called such.
That means a lot. Like, -3? You killed him. You killed him so hard that did like a Pac-Man level 256 glitch and like rolled the score counter over back to 0 and they came back to life. That's how hard you killed him.
I hate you.
You should. You should. You should, because I'm neither confirming nor denying that I have purchased Christmas gifts for a couple of my friends with the intent of it all being an elaborate joke. Welcome back to Ezio's Life. Thank you, Cloud Sato. And I saw something from Cam Clark on his YouTube channel today where he's doing like special holiday greeting messages, I think on Cameo or on his personal website, one of the two. And he voiced Subject 16 in Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So I had this idea of like, wouldn't it be awesome to like be greeted by a message from Cam Clark for Christmas, but instead of like Leonardo from Ninja Turtles or Simba from The Lion King or Liquid Snake from Metal Gear Solid, it's like a panicked, paranoid, discombobulated, vaguely holiday-related message from the shattered mind of Subject 16. Anyways, it's pizza time again, because we're going back to Italy.
Pizza right about now.
I don't have pizza, but I do have pizza-flavored Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets.
And we're switching over to the Xbox version because, as it turns out, if you play it on a Series S or a Series X, Series S in my case, runs at 60 FPS. So that leads to, you know, better looking visuals and better performing gameplay.
Yeah.
We should be close.
Grazie Dio.
So when we last left off, we were on our way out of Firenze and on the way to Monteriggioni
Falling.
to meet Uncle Mario.
It's me, Mario. Woohoo!
We are suing you, John!
Buongiorno.
Yeah.
Also, I was yesterday years old when I found out that Vieri De Pazzi is voiced by,
proper goodbye.
Yuri Lowenthal.
What do you want, Vieri?
Oh, jeez.
So many things.
Oh, yeah, I
A
hear
larger
it.
palazzo, 2 new steeds, a prettier bride. Oh, and yes, your life. My
Hey, why would you want Ezio's life? I mean, I don't think it's that good of a life. You know, unless he wants to take over the position as an assassin.
I think you're reading it a bit too literally, good sir.
I grow tired of this game. Finish him, and do not spare the women. What sorcery is this?
Not sorcery, boy. Skill.
Show yourself!
As you wish. Here, use these.
Kill them! Kill them all!
I definitely hear the Yuri Lowenthal now.
Yes.
There!
It's one of those, like, Yuri Lowenthal, when he's not doing one of his usual voices, like, when he's being hired to do foreign accents, you usually don't recognize him until he's pointed out to you.
Yeah.
Like, he was also the prince in Prince of Persia.
Never saw that movie.
No, the games.
Oh.
The Sands of
I can't
Time
forget-
trilogy, he was, or at least in the first, in Sands of Time, he was the prince. I don't know about Warrior Within and the Two Thrones. Because nobody talks about Warrior Within and the Two Thrones unless they're talking about how ridiculous the Empress's design is.
This is impressive, disturbing, and makes me
Makes me
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
Oh, things are about to get very impressive, disturbing, and uncomfortable for Decemberween.
You have my thanks.
Keep the sword, Ezio.
Do I know you?
Say the line!
Don't you recognize me? It's a me, Mario.
He said the thing!
Mario!
It's been too long, Lupe. Far too long. I heard what happened in Firenze. Terrible. Come, let's get you all away from here.
Alright, time for the grand tour of Monteriggioni and the Villa Auditore,
They executed father for treason. Federico.
which will be the new home of Ezio Audacity the Refrigerator.
That's no good.
You're right, that is no good. Before we get this place fixed, yep, I'm gonna be spending a lot of time fixing this place up. Best way to earn money.
We will make sense of this.
I wish I shared your optimism.
Come on, keep pace. We're almost there. I think you will find much.
One thing that Brotherhood massively improves on is sequences like this, where you're just walking and talking with people.
For now.
Because
Next year will
in
be
starting with
spring,
Brotherhood,
year
you
after
like
January
automatically
again,
move at the same
on
pace
and
as the
on.
person you're walking
I
and
cannot
talking
keep
with.
track, so I have
But
tried.
in
These are
2,
honest,
you either
hard-working
move
people.
slightly too
Our
slow
shots may
or
only
slightly
carry
too
simple,
fast.
But they're well made and dependable. There is a chapel here too. The prete seems a nice enough fellow, but I've never been much of a believer.
Did you know the Villa Auditore is almost 200 years old? It was built by my great-grandfather, a strange man who carried all kinds of secrets. Keep your eyes open, and you might discover a few of them yourself.
You know who else is a
With all
strange
the
man that
fighting
carries a
that's
whole
going
bunch
on,
of secrets?
this place has
Dracula.
started to get a bit
Confirmed.
rough around the edges. I wish I could do
Confirmed.
something about it.
The Auditores are descended from Dracula.
Guess that's life, huh? Here we are. Casa Dolce Casa. So, what do you think?
I know that the time periods don't match up, but fuck you.
She's seen better days. I suppose.
I was gonna say it wouldn't have been reversed.
I am shining again, if only I had the time. Now that you have had the tour,
Actually, after reading a little bit of stuff on TV tropes, because that site's addictive, I got something that's even more fucky for you.
and we'll begin.
Oh, jeez.
Begin. Begin what?
Ezio Auditore, in addition to being Sonic the Hedgehog, returning to Venice at one point,
And I intend to take my family.
he's also
further
Batman.
But what about your father? He'd want you to finish his work.
Which
still.
Batman?
What work?
Arkham
Father was
Origins.
a banker.
Wait,
Okay, yeah, I recognize the voice
I
now.
have
Yeah,
no
I can.
idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Bambini Giovanni.
I mean, it's the same voice actor.
Again.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm just saying, it's like I picture, I can hear it in my mind now. I'm just like I'm picturing like the voices and everything. Like, yep,
Some spending
yep,
money.
that's him.
And if you
The only thing missing is
I've prepared a room
Troy
for you
Baker
on the top
as
floor.
his archenemy.
Yep.
Also, fun fact, did you know that like half of the Italian characters in this game are not played by anyone even remotely of Italian descent? Like, as we'll see, Rodrigo Borgia, this game's main villain, is voiced by a French person. Like French-Canadian person. He also voices him in the French dub of Assassin's Creed 2. You think he tried too hard to replace Mark Hamill's work? Did I see Yahtzee's new thing? Hell yeah, I saw Yahtzee's new thing. He actually had to, scrap the episodes that were supposed to air last week because the Escapists just randomly decided to, unprivate the last 2 episodes of Zero Punctuation. And the next 2 episodes of Fully Ramblomatic were supposed to be on those same 2 games, Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Sonic Superstars. So they had, for legal reasons, they had to scrap both. And instead he put out an episode of Semi-Ramblomatic earlier than anticipated. Yeah, for those of you not in the... For those of you not in the know, everyone from The Escapist quit after the chief editor was fired for bullshit reasons, including Yahtzee. Yeah. So, but, like, Yahtzee doesn't own, like, the Zero Punctuation brand, so everyone got together, formed a new group that's creator-owned instead of corporate-owned, called Second Wind, and they're all either rebooting their shows under new names or continuing the same work they did before. Yeah, Yahtzee left, but I said Yahtzee left. It was Nick who got fired, and Yahtzee left after, like, left in solidarity with Nick, just like everyone else did.
I'll be here should you need.
They wouldn't dare fire Yahtzee because they knew that he was the only reason people were coming to The Escapist anymore. And he, to be honest, he was the only reason people ever came to The Escapist.
Yeah, Cloud, I'm gonna partially agree, but mostly disagree with you.
I don't like it.
I do think that the original performance that Troy Baker put out for the Joker was trying a little too hard, but ever since I think he's actually gotten better because he does do the Joker like on Cameo. I know he does that because he did it for.
Well, I can understand why he was trying to sound like Mark Hamill in Arkham Origins, because he was playing the Mark Hamill version of the Joker.
I want to pet
exactly. So, and the thing is, they rather than actually hire on Mark Hamill, they decided to go with Troy Baker instead.
Also, hi Link. I always know it's you that brings in the pet the kitty sound.
We are leaving.
Ezio, you barely held your own against Vieri. You won't survive a week on the road.
You can tell he's Italian because he talks with his hands.
But at least do so.
That's also how you know I'm of Italian descent.
If not for me, for your mother and sister.
I'm 0.2% Italian, which means that my opinions on pizza are 0.2% more valid.
Pizza time.
You can swing a sword, to be sure. Alone will not carry that. I will teach you how to dodge.
You said my father was more than just a banker.
No use dancing around it, I suppose. Your father was an assassin, Ezio.
You'll need to get stuff done in the oven. Ooh, what kind of stuff are you trying to get done in the oven? Pizza? Cookies? Bread?
All these
cake
of assassins and
fish!
It reeks of
even better.
Like something from an
Poor man's potatoes? Twice baked potatoes?
How did you know?
You have your
Gone fishing.
Scallop potatoes?
Codex.
What kind of fish?
See, a guide to the inner workings of the order. It's all
salmon, trout, cod,
our creed. Your father believed
red snapper,
contained a powerful secret. Something
koi,
changed the world.
Catfish.
It's why we came brave.
Don't be
Let's see
shy.
what else. Fugu.
I don't like being.
I know you shouldn't cook fugu. I know that much about fish.
Ah, cod. Not bad.
You're making fine progress, Ezio. Today I'm going to teach.
Oh yeah, I saw that Asuka and Katsuragi art. That was really good.
make all.
And they said it was their first time drawing Senran Kagura fan art.
Don't think I haven't seen you picking apart my library.
Sometime I need to get Shiba to draw a piece of me and
My
Murasaki.
father was an assassin. But why the need for such
Because,
secrecy?
you know,
Are you familiar
my
with the
beloved.
Templars? One
Yes.
of several knightly orders formed during the Crusades.
Thanks God on me. I'll be right back. I gotta load up the fireplaces again.
Expanded nearly 200 years
Don't you go
ago
starting
in France.
fires in my house.
Only they weren't. Being pushed underground.
Hey, I ain't gonna start no fires. I'm just loading them up.
You better be careful. The walls are insulated with plain pro-tardant polymascot foamolate.
Well done, Nipote. You've really come into
Because
your own.
it's cheaper than other kinds of
All you have given
insulation.
me.
Your family. Such is my duty and my desire.
I'm glad you had me stay.
Good. You've reconsidered leaving.
We sail for Spain in 3 days.
But Nipote, I have given you these skills that you might be better prepared to strike against our enemies.
And if they find me, I will.
You want to leave Ezio? To throw away everything your father fought and died for? To deny your heritage? Fine. Come voi. Arrivederci e buona fortuna.
Uncle, wait! Why is he so upset?
How can he not be? Vieri's been harassing us ever since you first arrived. To be expected, I suppose, given his heritage.
Alright, let's go see how Uncle Mario's doing. Uncle Mario, second best bro in the Ezio trilogy, right after, you know, the best bro in all of gaming,
Uncle!
Leonardo da Vinci.
Where is everyone? They ride for San Gimignano to slay that snake.
Oh, time to learn about Vieri de Pazzi.
The youngest member of the second most notorious Florentine banking family, this kid knew how to burn right through his father's money. Outside of spending sprees involving weaponry, exotic animals, and clothes, he was fiercely competitive. Vieri hosted races of all kinds: boating, horseback riding, running. All of them rigged, of course. And get this, if through some amazing stroke of luck he ever lost, he'd invite the winner's entire family over for a victory dinner and serve them a meal to die for.
Someone doesn't have good team spirit and good sportsmanship.
Vieri.
Someone needs a lesson in how to be a graceful
Find
loser.
what you need at the stables.
Someone's going to learn that lesson the hard way. Like, you know, if you take out all the, you know, Assassin and Templar stuff and all the, like, you know, literal murder that has occurred, when you think about it, Vieri is just like, you know, the
Ezio,
jock
look at
bully from
I
your
still can't
standard
get her to
80s
talk.
sports
She
movie.
spends all day and night in front of those feathers Petruccio used to collect.
Oh boy, that's
She
one
won't
hot
let me
potato.
go. I don't know what to do.
Don't worry.
Did you bring me a
She'll
potato?
Come back to us. I know it.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Your PC doesn't count as a potato.
Your face doesn't count as a potato.
Well, yeah, because at the very least, the cybernetic enhancements I have more processing power than a potato.
Tell that potato GLaDOS. I think that was GLaDOS.
Yeah, that was GLaDOS.
Yep.
I know that much about
Portal.
words. Portal 2. I played Portal
Yeah.
1. I've beaten Portal 1. Still haven't even tried Portal 2 yet, even though I've owned it for a while.
Never played either.
Let's see, do I get the Venetian falchion, or I'll get the old Syrian sword.
Ciao.
This one's gonna need some fixing, but I just now got my hands on the new War for Cybertron Deluxe Soundwave. So to replace the one that fell off my shelf and broke. Managed to find it off Facebook.
Ooh, nice.
So,
meanwhile,
yeah.
apparently I'm not alone with people that I've talked to on Twitter last night that were like, we are near the end of 2022 and our local stores are still selling only stuff from Legacy Year 1 Wave 1 and like unsold stock from Rise of the Beasts.
I'm sorry, my lord,
I have not seen a single Legacy Evolution figure on any store shelves near me.
I don't know how to tell you this, my lord, but we're almost at the end of 2023, not 2022.
You know what I meant.
I know what you meant. Yes, I was just.
Yeah, like we are near the end of the Legacy Evolution year, and
yeah,
a lot of stores apparently are still not even stocking stuff from this year's line. It's like you can go to any of the Walmarts around here, and they're still going to be full of unsold bulkheads.
Vieri troubles us because he's a
From what I heard, a lot of the more coveted figures are being shipped to fucking Australia for whatever reason.
Well,
first we must find
from what I heard, anyway.
Yeah.
Though it seems
I'm not even talking about the coveted stuff. I'm talking about literally anything from this year's line.
No,
I haven't seen
know.
a fucking hotshot on store shelves.
Yeah, I stopped caring about looking at store shelves. I just go for the online business because, like, if brick and mortar stores are not actually going to bother to stock the stuff that we're after, then I'm not going to bother giving them my business unless I happen to be in the area and I see something I actually want that's a rare item on the shelf.
You see, if TJ Omega were to go to any of my local stores, that would give him an aneurysm because of their complete butchering of the general rules of toy selling, where it's like you buy lots of the highly coveted characters and then not much of the unwanted characters. Like you buy lots of the Optimus Primes and Megatrons and stuff, and you don't buy much of the characters that aren't as mainstream. All of the store shelves here are like lined with Rhinoxes, Air Razors, and bulkheads.
Oh, jeez.
And the occasional Studio Series 86 figure. But not any of the ones from this year, no. I'm talking like a Blur.
Oh, yeah.
Not even any of the Dinobots.
Yeah. I hate the fact that, like, the Dinobots were so hard to come by. It's like, you had to pre-order them, like, the day they dropped. To even ensure that you got one, because otherwise, if you waited like I did with Slug, you were not gonna. You would have to like hunt on the aftermarket for the damn thing because they rarely ever reissue those and restock them.
How much to convince you to donate your? Do you have a Grimlock?
I do, yes, I do.
How much to convince you to donate your Grimlock to the charity that is my collection?
I mean, I do have a Grimlock up for sale, too. I can easily give them to you.
I was joking, but sure.
Oh, good. So you'll take the Studio Series leader class, Age of Extinction Grimlock off my hands. Thank you.
No. Like, there's been a common joke about how it's the Age of Extinction Grimlock that got reissued and not the one that people want.
Right.
I want you to distract those guards and keep them from raising the alarm.
Like, when we said we wanted the movie Grimlock, we didn't mean the one from the Michael Bay movies.
Wait,
right?
Take a few of my men with you.
The sad fact is, like, I went ahead and bought those figures years ago because I thought they were cool looking, but honestly, the movie Dinobots have just been sitting in my D12 shelf for years, gathering dust. And like, honestly, they don't bring me as much joy as they used to. I much prefer the old-fashioned G1 figures, which is funny because I'm not a G1er.
because the G1, like, I'm not a G1er either, but the G1 Dinobots actually have good designs.
Right. Like,
They
I
don't
like
look
the
like
monsters.
they don't look like nonsense made of scrap metal.
Yeah, honestly, that's the only thing that really appealed to me about those designs. It was like they looked like they were entirely made of scrap metal, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. Something about that just clicked with me. But as time went on, I was like, these are okay, but they're not, not something I really care about anymore.
And they're barely in the movies that they were hyped up for.
That is true.
Like, remember how they spent a lot of marketing focusing on not just the Dinobots, but the baby Dinobots in The Last Night? And then they were in, a grand total of one scene and then fucked off for the rest of the movie?
Right. I'm actually considering probably getting rid of both Age of Extinction and The Last Night from my collection, but I haven't.
Remember how they hyped
yet.
up squeaks as a major thing?
Yeah, right. Like, there are people who's like, "Oh, just turn your brain off." I'm like, "I'm sorry, but there's."
I do turn my brain off during these movies, and they're still bad.
Exactly. It's like I'll turn my brain off for nonsensical bullshit movies, but the Michael Bay Transformers movies, they're just like too much for even my brain to handle when turned off.
Like, I can turn my brain off and like some of the live-action movies. I thought Rise of the Beast was pretty good.
Rise of the Beast was pretty good.
Even if it severely underutilizes the Maximals.
Yes, I agree.
Like, for a movie called Rise of the beasts are barely fucking in it.
Yeah, and it's like, it's sad because I think for that reason, it's why the movie underperformed at the box office. Because a lot of people were hyped up for the Maximals, they were hyping them up and everything, and it had very little to do with the Maximals. It was mostly just Autobots being chased by Terrorcons.
No, that's not the reason why it underperformed. It's because everything except for, 3 movies underperformed this year.
Yeah.
Like, everything that wasn't either Barbie, Mario, or Oppenheimer, or Across the Spider-Verse massively underperformed this year.
Yeah.
Like, Transformers breaking even is actually an accomplishment by this year's standards.
Yeah. But the sad fact is, the executives don't see it that way, though. If they only break even, that's not enough. They want to make it a big money.
Speaking of movies that are totally going to bomb at the box office, did you know that Aquaman 2 is out right now?
I heard that it was coming out. I didn't know it was actually already out.
I think it's out right now. They're already talking about how much it's tracking to earn during its opening weekend, and it's pathetic. And it's
honestly,
because no one cares about. No one except the Snyder cultists care about those movies anymore.
Yeah, and even then, the fucking Snyderverse is over. Like, they flat out ended it with Flash.
Why release another movie after you already ended? Like, this is a movie that I know that we've been shitting on Warner Brothers Discovery for canceling completed movies, but this is a movie that people wanted to be canceled.
For more reasons than one, definitely.
We're not getting too much into that because I
I
don't want to attract the wrong kind of crowd.
No, I get you. It's like in more ways than one, it should have been canceled. Let's just leave it at that. But yeah. Ugh.
You'll kill you.
Cloud, I've gone fishing myself, but I've never gone fishing in an oven. How successful is it? Like, what's the success rate?
Speaking of fishing, did you know that Good Burger 2 is out now?
Yeah, I heard about that from Fur of all people.
And that actually does tie into fishing, because before there was an official Good Burger 2, there was a sequel kids novel to Good Burger that I used to have when I was in 5th grade. and there's a part of it where I know his character's name is Ed, but fuck it, it's Kel Mitchell, so I'm just gonna call him Kel.
All ruled by chance.
That's weird.
But
Sonic Hex says the bonk didn't work.
yeah, the bonk is kinda... I'm still learning how to do the bonk in this new software.
Okay, I'll refund the
bonk.
points.
The bonk is kinda glitchy right now.
Okay, good to know, because I will refund those points now. It's only 100, but still, you know, every little bit helps.
Like, throwing works, but the bonk doesn't. The bonk just, like, phases through me. It's probably something I did wrong, since you have to fuck about with Unity to get stuff like that in Vignon. Because there's no built-in bonk feature. But, anyways, there was an official Good Burger sequel novel in, like, the early 2000s called Good Burger To Go. And there's a part where, like, Kel... I know his character's name is Ed, but I'm just gonna call him Kel because it is just Kel Mitchell playing Kel Mitchell. Let's be honest with ourselves, and Kenan Thompson's character, no matter what his character's name is, it's just Kenan Thompson playing Kenan Thompson. That's why their duo works. Like, he goes fishing off of, like, a, city rooftop. Like, not into the water, but, like, into the street. And I don't mean, like, oh, I'm going to steal people's stuff. Like, no, he's trying to catch a fish. And he manages to catch a fish because a fish truck just happened to drive by.
Move along. You have disappointed me, Messere. I tend to get violent when I'm I hate you, pathetic stranieri. Always thinking you know better. They last.
I am trying to kill this man, good sir. Please do not berate me and push me around.
Get him!
You wish that Unity did better with Napoleon. I wish Unity did better with everything, but that would require it to be a different game entirely. Like, for it to actually make use of its French Revolution setting. Like, why set it in the French Revolution if you're not going to make use of the fact that it's set in the French Revolution? We're going to get to Unity eventually. It's going to be the most painful thing I've played through since Ride to Hell Retribution. Why are the there we go. The maid outfit works. At the very least, that works.
Yeah, I was bringing a list of all redeems that don't work, because that way I can just pin the message to the top of the chat so everyone sees it when they come on.
You want to talk about wasted potential in an Assassin's Creed game?
True. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
You know, technically I did hit someone. It was just with my sword. But it was not a her this time.
It's settled. Vieri, you will remain here to coordinate the mercenary. Francesco will organize our forces in the city and send word when it's time to strike. Jacopo, your job is to calm the citizens once the deed is done.
What of that ubriacone Mario? He continues to harass my forces, and I fear he'll discover what we intend.
He's always been trouble. Just like that bastardo brother of his.
Then let me reunite them, father.
There will be plenty of time to clean up the rifiuti when we're finished. Now, is there anything else? Muy bien. May the Father of Understanding guide you.
May the Father of Understanding guide you.
Gee, they sure look sussy-wussy, woo-woo. They're looking like a couple of sussy bakas.
Then let's not keep him waiting.
Finally, I get to kill the protagonist of Mighty Number 9. I say the protagonist of Mighty Number 9 like he isn't just called Mighty Number 9. Well, technically his name is Beck, but no one calls him Beck outside of, like, you know, the characters in the game. But,
yeah.
Like, the game's not called Beck. So, as far as pop culture is concerned, his name is Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
It's like how, up until recently, Shazam's name was not Shazam, it was Captain Marvel. The comic was just called Shazam.
Yeah, and back then, the wizard was named Shazam, too.
Yeah. And he said Shazam to transform.
Right. But honestly, I have to say that, naming the characters Shazam makes more sense if you think about it, because, like, Captain Marvel, you automatically associate with Marvel Comics.
Like, there's conflicting stories on, like, why that character was called Captain Marvel in the first place, with, one of the more prevailing ones being that, they realized that Marvel had not trademarked the name Captain Marvel.
Yeah. And, like, I know that, like, the whole idea of Captain Marvel, what is now considered to be DC, wasn't originally DC.
Yeah, it was
DC.
it was from, like, a smaller publisher that DC bought up over the intervening decades.
Fawcett Comics.
Yeah.
Enough, Ezio. Show some respect.
Ezio, he's already dead. He can't hear you.
After all that's happened, do you think he would have shown either of us such kindness?
You are not Fieri. Do not become him.
Do not become Vieri de Pazzi. Otherwise, you will end up starring in a terrible Kickstarter-funded game from one of the creators of Mega Man. And trust me, you do not want to be involved with that.
Nope.
It is an embarrassing disaster for everyone involved. They can't even get the fucking manuals right. I could go on another, like, hour-long tangent about that again, but I'm gonna spare you that. All I'm gonna say is that I've got both the original incorrect manual and the correct replace manual, and I can't read either fucking one of them because they didn't tell us that, if you chose the Japanese-styled box, that they would give you manuals written in Japanese. One of the many things they didn't tell us when they asked us to choose what we wanted.
And here he is, our campione Ezio.
Oh, hey, Ezio! I see you wasted no time starting the celebration.
And why not? You've done us a great service, Nipote. With Vieri dead, La Toscana will grow quiet once more. Do you know?
There's only one thing I know about Tuscany, and that's Tuscan whole milk. It's this long-running joke of, like, there's been this, thing you can buy on Amazon for over a decade now, which is a jug of Tuscan whole milk.
Oh, jeez.
It's like a gallon plastic jug of whole milk that's supposed to be, like, from Tuscany.
Oh, wow.
And it's like $20 a jug. And all of the reviews are joke reviews from people who have very obviously not bought it.
Right.
One of the most
and it's been up since before Amazon, like, started doing grocery deliveries. So it was like, the idea was you would buy milk and have it delivered to you through the fucking mail.
You too, given the chance.
Yeah.
Then I must stand against him if I wish to be free. But not
George Takei has done a review of it. He's actually He's actually kind of popular on Amazon for writing
Where will
joke
you go
reviews of
next?
obviously terrible products.
Firenze.
Oh,
Francesco De
jeez.
Pazzi was
Like, he wrote a joke review
sensible
of a
next step.
10-gallon jug of
No
lube,
doubt he intends evil for the city.
God.
All right.
where he talks about him and his husband using it for their slip and
I'll be in my
slide.
study if you need me.
I shall read the letter my uncle gave me.
You know, I should say, I don't know if this is actually good to say, but honestly, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I keep forgetting that George Takei is gay. I honestly keep forgetting that.
I mean, all I was going to say is, oh my.
And
Yeah.
habit of treating the mercenari like playthings.
Speaking of which, I still have a bottle of his officially
men
branded
being
cologne called
disfigured
Oh
as a
My,
result.
Oh, jeez.
spelled E-A-U,
As you
my.
beyond repair. Rather,
It smells lovely, but
he seeks your approval.
it smells lovely, but like
These
it's
outbursts
kind of funny because it's like, was it? I'm not good at picking out, like, you know, the specific scent combinations that are used in perfumes and colognes.
Right.
But like, I put it on once when I was in college, and I asked one of my friends, like, how's it smell? And he says, you smell like a gay old Japanese man. And I'm like, you know, that's accurate. Also, like, you know that Christina character that we saw at the very beginning, who's going to get fleshed out a lot more in Brotherhood.
Here.
Like the girl that Ezio just, like, sneaks into her house and sleeps with her.
Someone
Yeah.
else has translated.
Leonardo da Vinci.
If you read the files for her,
Do you see the
she
way the words
is
cross from one
responsible
page to the
for the
next?
naming of America.
There's something underneath it all.
Oh, jeez.
Kind of mad.
Because her name is
Where is he
Christina
supposed to lead?
Vespucci,
Your father
and
I
her
began to
cousin
make out
is a
hints of the
sailor
prophecy scrawled
that she
across these
recommended
pages. It was written
that
by
she
an
recommended
assassin
to
like us, who long ago held a piece
that she
of
recommended
Eden.
to the Italian government
His
named
name
Amerigo
was He
Vespucci,
spoke of something powerful,
Oh, okay.
ancient, hidden.
I was like,
which is
Or
the
you
person
could-
that
her
America
cousin
was
was-
named after.
Solving that little mystery is exactly
I thought you were gonna say that
pages.
her cousin was
They let me
Christopher
out.
Columbus.
It's time
No,
to take on my
no.
father's work.
Like the discovery
No,
of
like-
I start with the page I took from
sorry.
yeah, even said that they're going to name the
Leonardo was
shipping
told for
company
us.
after him.
Return here when
Like she hypes him up as
We'll
like
add
the
it to
greatest
the wall.
sailor of all time. Then they're like, he'll be so great that you'll name your entire shipping company after him. And there's like a brief aside that Ezio mentions in Revelations, which takes place after America has been discovered by Columbus, where he's like, it's a shame that Columbus decided to name the New World after Amerigo Vespucci, because that means nobody will remember Christopher Columbus. Honestly, as much as I love Assassin's Creed 2, I'm really just, like, kind of biding my time until we finally get to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Not just because Brotherhood is my favorite game in the series, but because it was my first Assassin's Creed game. Well, technically I played the original Assassin's Creed first, but I didn't get too far into it because it's just kind of shit.
Yeah.
But Brotherhood was like the first one that I like got invested in and beat.
Nice.
What's up with the bonk redeem warning? I'm using a different I've been using a different software that's more like CPU and GPU efficient called Vignon. And unfortunately Vignon is like a little bit more. It takes a little bit more setting up since you basically have to create your own custom redeems. using like a node system, and I'm still trying to figure out how to create a bonk redeem that actually works. I've got a bonk redeem set up, but because like, I think there's something wrong with how I created the object in Unity for the bonk, because it just like phases through my model instead of actually bonking me. I probably need to fuck around with the collision some.
Yeah. Because wouldn't you know it, it's not as fucking simple as it should be.
Well, I mean, this is a new software that's still continually getting updated, and it's available for free.
Oh, I see. Okay.
There's no monetization to this whatsoever, unlike the previous software I was using, which still required you to use a separate tracking software like VC Face in order to even get your model to move. This one does the tracking and the redeems together.
Oh, nice.
Which is why I say it's more like CPU and GPU efficient. Because when you're doing VTuber stuff, you want to have as few programs running at once as possible.
That makes sense.
Because, like, the stuff that's used, like, pretty much all VTuber software is done in Unity, which means you need to have a pretty good GPU to properly VTube, unless you're doing, you know, PNG, which is valid. But, like, for someone like me that's doing 3D and just now getting into 2D models, you need a decently powerful computer to be able to run your streaming software and your VTubing software at the same time, as well as games.
Yeah. Well, that kind of knocks my current PC out of the water, because it is definitely not a gaming computer, and definitely would not ever be able to pull something like that.
I can give you some recommendations for brands to look into. For
I appreciate that, dude.
PC that's good for this kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, I appreciate that.
I obviously can't give you specific model recommendations because, you know, they're pumping out new models all the fucking time.
Right.
But I can at least give you like a couple brands to look into that offer, you know, decent quality pre-built laptops and desktops.
Okay, cool. Nice. Because I don't want to keep using my Chromebook for everything, but right now I'm just using my main laptop.
Yeah, Chromebooks are just straight up not compatible with a lot of VTubing software. Because Chromebooks run on their own custom Chromium OS rather than, like, you know, your standard Windows or Mac OS.
Right. The only reason I have the Chromebook is because it was just an easy way of having a small portable computer that I could take with me to and from school. So that's really the only reason why I have it.
They're good for, like, you know, schoolwork. You know, note-taking and stuff like that, and writing papers.
Right.
They're not good for much else.
Yeah, no.
I
specifically use it.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just had to greet my boy Shadow Dragon. I had to say, nice choice on playing Vanquish lately. I still need to give that a proper try. I've had it for a while on both PC and console, but I just haven't sat down and played it yet. It's a third-person shooter from Hideki Kamiya, so you know it's gonna be awesome. And when I say third-person shooter, it's like, imagine Gears of War, but you have jet boosters.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice.
So, not like for flight, but for, like, darting around the arena. And you can do, like, power slides and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, if only more of the Gears were able to do that. that would have been, like, ultra awesome.
When I look at the main character of Vanquish, I can see where Sam from Metal Gear Rising came from. Yeah, the main dude from Vanquish is basically just a prototype Jetstream Sam in terms of his appearance. The only thing he's lacking is that Brazilian exoticness. Okay, so that's where the last page is. I should probably mark it. And the thickness, well, everyone in Metal Gear Rising is dummy thick. Especially Raiden. It's a good thing that that's not much of a stealth game, otherwise Raiden would be having too much trouble alerting the guards because of the flap of his ass cheeks. Like, Hideki Kamiya didn't work on that game, but he said before that he makes it a point in every game he's associated with to put someone with a nice ass in it. And it makes sense when you look at a lot of his character designs.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he gave us Bayonetta. Well, I say he gave us Bayonetta. He was the director. He didn't design Bayonetta, but you know what I mean. It's a collaborative process. But, like, he also gave us Trish. He gave us Sylvia from Beautiful Joe.
Nice.
Bayonetta is just Princess Crowned Hideo Kojima. That's the second most cursed thing I've heard to describe Bayonetta. The most cursed is she's just a sexy Sarah Palin.
Oh no.
And it's like, God damn it, don't you dare insult Bayonetta by comparing her to Sarah Palin. But I can see the resemblance and I hate that. Like, in terms of looks, not in terms of personality.
Right. No, I know what you're saying.
Like, back when I used to, you know, back when I was in my edgier phase, and I used to browse Encyclopedia Dramatica before it became just overrun with Nazis.
Yeah.
Like, back when it made fun of everyone even-handedly, including themselves.
Yeah.
Like, that if you typed in Bayonetta, it would just redirect you to Sarah Palin.
Oh, jeez. Now, here's a question. It was Hideo Kojima, you said, right? Or was it a
yeah, Cloud's the one who said Hideo Kojima. And I can see it, they have the same taste in glasses.
The reason I asked was mainly because of, like, what of Lady, who, was that,
Lady was not Hideki Kamiya. Hideki Kamiya only worked on the first Devil May Cry. After Devil May Cry 2 onwards, with the exception of the reboot, was Hideaki Itsuno. Because the reboot was handled by Western studio Ninja Theory. But Hideaki Itsuno, like, he stepped in late in development to Devil May Cry 2 to try and get that into a state where it could be shipped. And then he took over as, like, main series director, starting with Devil May Cry 3.
I see.
Which is where Lady debuted.
Okay.
Additional remedies and
But the character designer for a lot of the Devil May Cry characters is a man called Daigo Ikeno.
Our uncle is un mostro. This is outrageous.
What's happened?
So you can find, if you look up Daigo Ikeno, you can see, like, a lot of his concept art for Devil May Cry stuff.
What are the terms of these?
And see, like, a lot of interesting early prototype designs for characters. Like one where, you know Nero, right?
Problem is,
yeah.
there isn't any.
You know, Devil May Cry 4 and 5 main protagonist.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There's an earlier design that they almost went with, where he was almost more of a Sherlock Holmes type character.
Oh, wow.
Where he would, like, drink tea mid-battle.
If you actually get this place up and running, Travelers might visit and spend money. Although I doubt anyone will want to come this far out of the city. But if they do, I'll keep the money we make in this chest. You're going to have to show up to take it to the bank yourself. Because when it gets full, I'm just going to take the extra cash for myself. Capito?
Deal.
By the way, Cloud, when you were worried about, Claudia, taking your money if you wait too long and let too much money build up in the, income chest, what she means is, like, once it's full, she just pockets anything extra that would have gone into the chest. It's like an in-game explanation for why there's a cap to how much the chest can
Someone
hold.
brought you money.
Then we'd be in business. You must be Serezio. Am I right?
Uncle, I like this arquitecto.
He gets very
Still a greedy bitch.
If you want to fix up this town, I'm going to need it. I have a price list here for new shops and renovations. Just bring me gold, make a choice, and I'll begin at once. If I build you a shop, you, as the landlord, can purchase goods there at lower rates. If you invest more money in the shop, you get an even greater discount. As for renovations, well, you'll be bringing...
Just wait until you see how ridiculous the in-game economy gets once we get to Assassin's Creed 3 and we can corner the colonial American sofa market.
The number of people who visit, causing your income to increase. So, let's take a look, shall we?
Goodness.
Alright, we'll renovate the art shop. The what market? Sofa. Couches. It's a joke that Yahtzee would make whenever he brought up, like, the kind of pointless but easily broken, like, item crafting and economy mechanics in Assassin's Creed 2. He would be like, he would say, I've successfully cornered the sofa market and created an infinite supply of money without trying. Let's see. Damn, I don't have enough to fix the well. And I don't have enough to fix the brothel.
Damn.
That's the real crime here.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say that's the real crime.
No putane for you. I mean, if you see the word search that I did, you'll see why I got a line in my future, if you know what I'm saying. You know, one of those word searches where it's like, the first 3 words you see in it are what you've got in store for the next year. The 3 I got, and this got me so excited in increasing order, were wine. Because while I'm not much of an alcohol fan, I do like me a good Moscato. Pussy.
Oh,
and last, and definitely not least, pizza.
Nice.
Cheesy on my peenie and some salsa on my balls.
This is the sanctuary. It was built by my great-grandfather to honor the memory of the Assassin Order and protect its secrets. Look around. These are the assassins who guarded the freedom of humanity when it was most threatened. And this is
wow, these all look like interesting historical figures. I can't wait to never get to explore their stories in this goddamn series.
I give it to you, but I don't know how to retrieve it.
We do get a game set in ancient Egypt, but as far as I know, it doesn't have to do with the ancient Egyptian assassin in this
of crypts
tomb.
located throughout Italia.
Oh, wow.
Hidden tombs filled with treasure, where these 6 were moved centuries ago. Maybe.
I don't know, I haven't played anything past Unity. I played a little bit of Syndicate, just to get a feel for how it plays.
With no success. Perhaps
all it does is poorly explain the hidden ones. Oh. So it's called... So it's exactly as I feared. It's a game called Origins that has fuck all to do with the origins of the assassins. Because it's like, this is a what... Like, I know Yahtzee talked about that. Where he was like, the protagonist receives his hidden blade and the person who gives it to him is like, this is a weapon from ancient times. Bitch, we're in ancient times! Yeah, the hidden ones are a precursor to the Brotherhood. Oh, okay. But, like, still, you don't get to see how... It's still not much of an origin. It's like, yeah, these people became the Brotherhood. But, like, it's not an interesting reveal, from what I've heard. I've heard the gameplay's, you know, at least better than Unity. But, that's not saying much. Because, Unity's just straight up broken. Still broken to this day. Especially on PC.
Damn.
One of the few cases where it's better to play the game on console than it is to play it on PC. In fact, I still haven't beaten Unity because, you know, after dealing with so many glitches and so much bad story and so much unfun gameplay, I was like, you know, why am I forcing myself to play this if I'm not enjoying it?
Right.
Just to justify spending $60 on it. And then it just sat in my library and has not been touched since. And then I bought 3 more copies.
Oh, jeez.
So I could try it on different platforms and see maybe it's better here. Sounds like No More Heroes 1 and 2 on Steam. Like, you know that Wario64 Twitter account that, like, tweets out when, like, games are going on sale? They were talking about how the entire No More Heroes franchise is on sale on both Switch and Steam. I had to step in there in the replies and be like, do not buy No More Heroes 1 and 2 on Steam. They're broken, they've been broken since launch, and they haven't patched them in over 2 years. They promised a patch over a year ago and have said nothing about it since.
Lovely.
They are technically beatable from beginning to end, but they're so broken that they have achievements that are literally impossible to get without hacking the game.
Oh, lovely.
No More Heroes 3 and Travis Strikes Again are they're at least decent enough on PC. In some ways, they're better than playing them on Switch. But avoid 1 and 2 on Steam at all costs. They're not going to get fixed, ever. Because, like, the company that ported them... Well, I say the company that ported them. They got rid of the company that ported them and took the patching process in-house. Or at least that's what they said they were doing, and then they just never followed up on that.
Damn.
It's weird because the same company, Engine Software, did an excellent port of Killer 7 to Steam. So what the fuck happened here?
You are still alive.
Yeah.
Look at this place. The past 2 years have been kind to you.
But you are not the same at all, are you?
I was hoping you might be able to help me with something.
Anything for you, my friend. Haha! You found another one! How exciting! This one is tricky to break. Clever in its use of ancient languages. Maybe if I just... Oh!
No one would be the same after seeing their brothers and dad hung in front of them.
Of sorts,
yeah.
Different
it gets even worse in Brotherhood when you have to, like, take their bodies off of the not guillotine, gallows.
Yeah.
To,
of course.
like, give them a proper burial.
Inspired idea.
And
Make it for me while I
because the people at Ubisoft Montreal are kind of sick, they gave them appropriately grotesque-looking faces on their corpses if you manage to glitch the camera so it, like, looks really close at them.
Oh, jeez.
Also, I found out through some experimenting with on a separate playthrough, that there's actually, like, Cloud, you know that me and you both do not like the bards in the Ezio trilogy. There is another way to deal with them outside of either, you know, nudging them or throwing money at them. There is a free way that you can let out your catharsis on those greedy bastards. It turns out that, fittingly, for a period of Italy that's full of corruption, you can just beat the shit out of the bards and the guards will not attack you. Like, as long as you're unarmed when you do it, you can attack the bards, and, like, your notoriety will go up, but you won't get attacked by the guards for doing it.
Come quickly. Look. Take it. Try it.
You can also do that to the beggars in Brotherhood and Revelations.
There's someone I need to see while I'm here. I cannot approach him publicly. Would you know a way?
La Volpe.
The fox. Capisco. But do you know
La
where the
Volpe.
fox might roam?
Perhaps.
It's a good thing that he went with the fox as his code name instead of the raccoon. Otherwise, we'd have to get someone from Sucker Punch in here. Preferably not someone from Sanzaru Games, because I don't think they exist anymore.
Ciao, signore. Hope to see you again.
They're pretty much absorbed by meta. I'm still not calling them meta. It's like X. I'm not calling it X. I'm still gonna call it Twitter. I'm still gonna call Facebook Facebook. Like the website's still called Facebook, but the company changed its name to Meta because Mark Zuckerberg's a dork.
Yeah.
Like Mark Zuckerberg's definitely like a replicant wearing humanoid skin or some. No, that's not what replicants are. He's a snatcher. There we go. He's a snatcher. To get my Kojima references in. But like at least he's marginally less terrible than elongated muskrat.
Elongated muskrat. He might as well be an elongated muskrat.
I haven't used Facebook in a while outside of, like, if I need to send a link to my boomer parents because they, because it's either that or have to send an email. And who sends an email? Sir, you appear to be stuck. Here, I can help you with that.
But I love you, noble lord.
But I love you, noble lord.
Trust me, you don't have to do much to be better than Musk. Yeah, it's like saying that Wonder Woman is the best of the Snyder era DC movies. It's like there's not much competition in the first place because there's not that many of them, and also most of them were reviewed horribly. So it's like, yay, you found one that got positive reviews.
Right. Like, even then, it's like, Wonder Woman, at least the first Wonder Woman, was pretty good. I liked it. I had my complaints about it, but it was still decent. Wonder Woman 84, on the other hand, was, I don't know, just boring to me.
Hold on, I have to punch this bard in the face.
But I love you, noble lord.
See?
Don't beat the bards. They didn't do anything. They're just trying to play some music.
Yes, in exchange for my hard-earned money. They're like vultures, except they don't eat rotten meat, and they don't fly. And they're not birds. They're bards, but they're not birds. That is a very easy thing to confuse.
Doesn't help that you know, my ex actually, when I introduced her to playing D&D, okay, this is actually, I think it was the campaign after she joined, but she actually played a bard who happened to have been a bird person called Arikado.
If I were to ever play a bard, I would be a bard modeled after Eddie Riggs from Brutal Legend. So basically, I would just be playing Jack Black.
Yeah, I actually did play a bard once. He was a changeling bard who was like, you know, I didn't really use it to his best potential, but, you know, like, there was an idea there, but I never actually went ahead with it, so that kind of fell through, unfortunately, so he just became like a non-entity character. Like, I've since deleted his character profile and everything.
Oh, there's our target. Are you La Volpe?
What? My pouch.
Oh,
my money.
Your money. I don't have your money.
Good thing you only stole 100 florins.
Make me.
Right, you get back
You're
here.
making a big mistake, my friend.
Fuck you, guard.
Enough of this.
If it's not the bards, it's the guards. I just can't win.
Return what you've stolen. Would if I could, but I can't.
There we go. And now suddenly I'm on a rooftop. Because I got through this too quick.
Not so fast.
Oh, jeez.
La Volpe, I love La Volpe, even though he doesn't get to do
They
much.
call me many things. Murderer, tagliagole, thief. But you may call me La Volpe. At your service, Messer Ezio. How do you know my name? It is my business to know everything in this city. Isn't that why you're here? Indeed. I need to find someone.
Real talk though, if you're a fan of Renaissance era historical figures, you'll probably love how they portray Niccolo Machiavelli in the Ezio trilogy.
Secret meeting at sunset tonight. You can learn something.
You know who Machiavelli was, right?
Do you know?
I figured you would because, you know, you're more historically inclined than I am.
When you are ready, and we'll go.
Yeah.
You know, minor spoilers. Machiavelli is part of the Assassin Order.
Ah, okay, cool.
They're like, he's treated as sort of like, you know, the unstable, you know, the one that might backstab you at any time in Brotherhood at the very least. Which is fitting, which is like sort of based, yeah, it's based on, you know, he wrote The Prince, which was, you know, about how to, like, it was political satire about the Borgias. And they play into, like, is Machiavelli actually, you know, what a lot of people who are not familiar with the real Machiavelli, is he actually a traitorous bastard, like, you know, his reputation based on that one book would have you believe. Not gonna spoil how it plays out in Brotherhood, because Brotherhood, I feel, has a lot more interesting political intrigue and villains than 2 does. 2 is mostly just like you're going down a checklist of, well, you're literally going down a checklist of people to assassinate. Whereas, whereas in Brotherhood, you've got one specific target, and that's the Borgias.
You hurt someone pulling stunts like that.
More specifically, Cesare Borgia, and of course Rodrigo Borgia, because, you know, he's the main villain of this game, too.
Yeah.
But Cesare is our main villain for Brotherhood.
Follow me. But we must move.
And we also get to see a bit of Lucrezia Borgia.
Nessun problema.
Nice.
Also, I wanted to say to Cloud something else that I read was like a common Micheleto board. Yeah, I forgot about Micheleto. It's been a while since I played Brotherhood. One of the things I read that like apparently a lot of people like to say about Assassin's Creed 2 is that while Rodrigo Borgia is, you know, a fine enough villain for as like, you know, a big historical bad guy for Ezio to take down, a lot of people wish that you know, the Bonfire of the Vanities DLC and Savonarola, all that had been the finale to the game, because it would make more sense. Like, Savonarola makes for a more interesting villain in terms of how he uses the power of the Apple of Eden, and also because it would make more narrative sense for, like, the game to start in Firenze and to end in Firenze.
Yeah.
Rather than for that to just be kind of a detour. Yeah, I know, I fucked it up. Parkour's not very good in this game.
Here we are. Francesco Di Pazzi is meeting his people inside that.
Yeah, barely made it.
How do I join?
To quote Sonic, fittingly enough, barely made it.
They will lead you to a place where you can eavesdrop on the meeting. Grip that stone handle, turn it, then slide it down.
Thank you for all your help, Volpe.
Buona fortuna.
Part of me wishes that, like, La Volpe as, like, one final little prank on Ezio would have just, like, pushed him off the roof there, instead of patting him on the shoulder. Be like, good luck, pushes him off the roof.
Yeah, right? That actually gives me an idea. I'm not going to spoil it on stream because I don't know if he's listening. He may or may not be, so I don't want to spoil my little plan for him.
Who's he?
Levi from my game.
I don't think he watches my streams. I've never seen him.
I've been trying to get him. Yeah, I've been trying to get him to watch, but like he lives in Northern Ireland, so every time he, I tell him
he would probably be asleep by now.
Yeah, or like he's up and about, but it's like, you know, he needs to be going to bed by this point in time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame him.
No, I don't blame him either.
Yeah, we both also got another mutual who's in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And I've got a few other friends that are in other parts of the UK. Well, Northern Ireland, you know what I mean, that whole area, not literally the United Kingdom.
Right, no, you're just talking like, you know, across the pond, basically.
Yeah. Like England, Scotland, places like that.
Yeah.
They're all generally in the same time zone.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know how time zones work. I'm not a geographist.
I don't know the exact time zones myself. I only know what I look up when I look it up. I can never remember the difference. Give me.
How long do we have to stand here, Saverio?
It's so cold. What do you want, Ilario? Messer Pazzi is paying us good money to watch the entrance, and the dead won't try to murder us. I can't wait to go home.
Someone hasn't seen it.
Gold we made.
I was just getting... Fuck, I've got too many examples of where that happens. I can't narrow it down to just one.
You know how they throw the ball into the crowd after they win the game?
Depends on what sport it is.
I mean, that's, you know, the funny thing is, it's not allowed in bowling. I know that now.
You had to learn that the hard way, huh?
Yeah.
Let you! Eccolo! No, you don't! On him!
Sleep it off.
Oh,
He's
God,
only 2 days from retirement.
I remember doing that damn sound effect like Clonus in fucking Armada Bridge. That was like, that was hilarious because the fact is like nothing added up. Like the fucking
yeah,
the
it's because that's when I was directing instead of Cringivore. And in all honesty, I should have just had you like match it up to the footage rather than trying to sync it in post.
Yeah, which makes sense. It was just like, it was my dumb idea to do it anyway. So, so I think we're both to blame on that front. Like, I was the one who had the bright idea to make that sound instead of just actual snoring. You know, just do the whole Three Stooges snore. Which, in the hindsight, as funny as it is, just did not work. Did not work. And I know that now.
You know what does work, though?
What?
Proving that 7 times 13 equals 21. We're not doing this bit again. We're not doing this bit again.
No, we better not.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yes. Good.
Show that to your local math professor and watch them have an aneurysm.
Yes, I will. I actually tried. Here's the funny thing: a couple of my classmates, or at least former classmates, were telling me that joke, and I was sharing them the video of us having that stupid debate all those years ago. My friend was just looking at me. It's like, what the fuck am I listening to? I'm like, this is me and my friend having the old Abbott and Costello debate.
Now, the other debate that we still need to have is about who's on first.
What's on second?
I don't know who's on third.
Oh, God. I will never forget when one of my co-workers, when I worked at a grocery store back in, I want to say, like 2016, 2017, something like that. I was just walking, doing my job, just kind of patrolling. Like, I was moving around, trying to load. Actually, I remember what it was. I was making sure the end caps looked good. And I heard the head of the alcohol section talking to my manager, and was basically going on the whole who's on first bit with him. Of course, the manager didn't catch on what it was. I did, because I was just having to be in the next aisle. So, like, I hear him say, it's like, haven't you ever heard of who's on first? And I'm like, what's on second? And I was like, it was funny because the fact that the guy was like, wait, you know that bit? And he doesn't. I'm like, I watch a lot of classic TV.
I forgot where to go next.
Oops.
Skull emoji.
Oops. You broke it.
Oops. You broke it. That was a thing with you back in X8, wasn't it? Yeah, it was during the final X8 stream. because I had just discovered that bit around that time. Okay, now it's coming back to me. I see, said the blind man to his deaf wife.
Man, why is it so cold here? Do I have to add another couple dozen logs to the fire again?
Supposed to be an easy job.
Where are you getting those logs from in the first place?
If I hear anything, I'm running to the other guard.
I got my own personal stash.
I mean, usually when you talk about a personal stash, it's not logs. It's something that gives you a log. You're welcome. You're welcome for that horrendous joke. Keep laughing, chuckle fuck. I'll be here all night.
Before it kills me.
I hate you so much sometimes.
You should.
I'm at base again.
Oh God. Fire Groot. I know, dude, but I still need firewood.
That sounded an awful lot like a shitty impression of Vin Diesel. Do you have an explanation for that?
Maybe. Maybe not. Seriously, I'll be right back. I gotta load up the fires.
Okay. Still better than, his, Vin Diesel impression is still better than, my impression of Reagan. Well, Nancy and I, economics, Oliver Cromwell. There you go, there's my impression of Keanu Reagan. Oh, hey guys.
That's it. Down you go.
I'll be done right quick. Just stand there. There we go. Sleep it off. You'll feel better in the morning.
Et benedictio Dei omnipotentis, Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, descendat super vos et maneat semper.
Grazie, padre. Bernardo?
It's all here. Swords, staves, axes.
Ezio just giving them a light tap to the stomach.
Our men will want
they'll
for
be
nothing.
fine. Yeah, exactly. He's just helping them with their tummy aches.
Consents.
He gave his blessing to the operation, as long as nobody's killed.
We're all set for the Duomo in the morning, Signore. The bait's been laid, but it wasn't easy. His fool brother keeps changing his plans.
See, we'll need to be on hand to make sure Giuliano even gets out of bed for church tomorrow.
What is it, Jacopo? Do you think they suspect something?
Impossible! The Medici are too arrogant or too stupid to even notice.
Likely a bit of both.
Do not underestimate our enemies, Francesco. Or have you already forgotten how your son was murdered?
We'll suffer no such surprises this time, Maestro. You have my word.
Molto bene. I should be off. I have some other business to attend to before I return to Rome. Gentlemen, tomorrow a new sun rises over Firenze. May the Father of Understanding guide us.
May the Father of Understanding guide us.
May the fawns be with you, and also with you. Let us A.
Look at that statue. It's identical to one in the Villa Auditore. I think you've stumbled onto one of the assassin's tombs Ezio's uncle mentioned.
Now that we know the way in, I'll tag the landmarks containing tombs in the database.
Alright, I'll just store this big stone slab in my pocket. You know, when Ezio robs a crypt, it's okay, but when I rob a crypt, suddenly I'm a wanted criminal for defiling the graves of the dead and, trespassing on Elvis Presley's property.
I know where Francesco will be and when.
Fucking double standards, I tell
I
you.
overheard something. They have weapons, enough for a battalion. Even the Pope has given support.
Typical of Sixtus, but... what the hell are they planning?
I couldn't understand the specifics, but it involves the Medici, and it begins tomorrow morning at the Duomo.
I am Groot!
Medici will all be there for Sunday service.
Over there, dude! Get out of here! Shoot! Get back where you belong!
We're going to do it right in the
Get back to chopping more firewood.
But it's also a
You
chance
missed
for
out
me
on
to
my
blend with
Reagan
the crowd.
impression.
Get close. Stop this madness.
Do I need to do the Reagan impression again for JKR now that he is kindly
We'll not come
returned?
to that. I promise.
Oh no.
I hope you are right.
Well, economics. Well, Oliver Cromwell. Well, we probably had a pet of some kind. Well. There you go, that's my impression of Keanu Reagan.
I was honestly when you said you were gonna make an impression of do an impression of Reagan, my mind went to like that one time he was giving a speech and a balloon popped in the audience. He's like, "It's me."
Okay, that's actually kind of funny because he was shot at a speech once.
Yeah.
Like, Ronald Reagan was a piece of shit, but that's actually kind of funny.
Yeah. Like, that's the messed up part. It's like, you know, I don't like a lot of the policies that he put in place, but, you know, I still, you have to admit, if it weren't for him, I don't think the Transformers toy line would have actually been as big of a hit
You are
as it is.
technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Exactly.
And it's all because he decided that it should be okay for toy companies to advertise directly to children through their TV shows.
And it worked. A little too well, but it worked.
You also missed me pointing out the obvious double standards of, like, how it's okay and encouraged for Ezio to rob crypts and steal all the personal belongings of deceased historical figures. But when I break into Elvis Presley's house and steal his stuff, suddenly it's a bad thing. It's just more proof that the rich can get away with anything.
Right. Pretty much. Hate to say it, but that's actually accurate. Actually, no, I don't hate to say it. It's true.
Get down or die!
Get down or die? How about neither? I say as I'm getting down and almost die. I'm a true rebel. I draw an anarchy symbol with the wrong shape. Because I don't follow your rules, man. I ain't a part of your system. Man, I threw it on the ground.
Surrender and die.
Don't you mean surrender or die?
Not in this city.
Court is now in session. May the persecutor step forward. Don't you mean prosecutor? No.
Also a slave to the terror his presence breeds. But there is a...
Not you! What do you think?
Oh, stabbed in the back, weren't you?
Nah. I was just giving him a nice little love tap. Just like I wasn't stabbing those guys in the stomach earlier, I was just helping them with their tummy aches. Their tummies won't be hurting no more.
Not ever. Yeah.
Also, speaking of ways, the many ways that Ezio can execute people in this game, can we talk about how in Assassin's Creed 1, Altair decries the use of poison as a coward's way of killing? And yet the poison blades that Ezio gets in this game were designed by Altair. He obviously had a change of heart at some point. He also invented the gun.
Di Grazia, stay away from the artwork on the walls. And when your men paint the dome, take care not to disturb any of the sacred relics in the lanterna on top. They are the most important artifacts in our church.
Yes, Padre. Just make sure to pay us the full sum for our work.
I go sneaky. Well, that's convenient. Convenient way to get back up.
Now I have to way back up in case I fall.
See, this is what more Assassin's Creed platforming sections need, instead of making you start all the way back at the beginning. I don't know why it's like just this tomb and maybe one other that get this right.
Oh, jeez.
Out of the entire series. Also, speaking of, you know how I said that Unity is broken on PC? Like, especially broken on PC? Turns out Black Flag is kind of broken on PC, too. And, it's not broken in a way where it's easy to fix. It's more so it works if it wants to. And all it has to do with full screen mode.
Ah, jeez.
Because Ubisoft came out with a random update for full screen, for Black Flag on PC, like, in June. And it broke full screen support in a game that doesn't let you toggle to windowed mode.
Ah, jeez.
So the game just hangs on a black screen when you boot it up.
Oh,
unless
lovely.
you use third-party tools to force it into windowed mode, and then use another third-party tool to trick that windowed mode into thinking it's a borderless full screen.
Oh, jeez.
And that update also broke the DLC. So if you bought the DLC, then it just doesn't work.
Well, shit.
Which includes, like, time saver packs, because that's the game that introduced those. So you don't have to spend as much time grinding for resources. Typical Ubisoft, yeah. This is the same company that broke the digital version of one of the Tom Clancy games so bad that they had to just release a pirated, cracked version as like a fake patch to fix it, because they couldn't figure out how to unfuck what they did. I'm not making that up. I can't remember which Tom Clancy game it was, but like it was back in the days where you would still regularly get games on PC games on physical formats instead of just getting them through like Steam. I don't think Steam was even around at the time. But they released like an anti-piracy fix that made it so it always checks for the disc, including for the digital versions, which, since there's no disc for a digital-only version, it made it so you cannot play the game that you legally bought. And Ubisoft, being the, wonderful company that they are, couldn't figure out how to undo what they did. So they just found a pirated version that runs without a CD check and released that as a patch. And it was proven that it was that specific pirated version because they included, like, the notes from the pirates in the README file. But hey, I've heard of worse things that companies have done with their PC games. I think it was Bungie or someone, where like on one of their early PC games, they made it so when you uninstall it, it deletes whatever, like instead of like, wiping the registry and actually deleting just the files for the game, it would delete the entire like folder that it was stored into. So if you stored it on just your, like, main directory of your C drive, it would just wipe your entire hard drive.
Oh, jeez.
Including the operating system.
Oh, shit.
And there was one other... This one wasn't even a PC game. I believe it was a Saturn game. Where, like, if you stuck the disc into a computer, then you would get, like, some wallpapers based on the game for your PC. But one of the wallpaper files was infected with a really bad virus.
Oh, jeez.
By complete accident. And it affected every copy of the game. So what was supposed to be a bonus feature became a way to destroy your PC.
Bye.
We're probably not going to get a port of Red Steel 2 to platforms at this point. I mean, that's more so about Ubisoft not really having much reverence for their legacy stuff besides, you know, putting Assassin's Creed games out on modern platforms. Like, a lot of Rayman... Oh, and Rayman 2. Rayman 2 gets ported to everything, even if it shouldn't be. Because the version of Rayman 2 that they keep on porting has the same exact bug in every version. That makes it impossible to complete.
Well, shit. Hush, sweetheart.
I hear a widget.
I think she heard something outside is what she started barking at. She was
She heard a spoopy ghost.
Yes. And in this house, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, fitting. I mean, you've seen the kind of people that live around here.
Yeah.
Ghosts I'm okay with. Fairies are a slightly more complicated story. Fairies are known to be tricksters. Almost as bad as Jinn, not to be confused with genies. They are different.
Yes.
Like, you could argue that Norm the Genie is not a genie, but a Jinn. Because he goes out of his way to screw you over with your wishes.
Yeah. Like, I can always see that there's a difference between the genie and a Jinn. Like, they look identical, but I think Jinns are more...
Jinns are malicious.
Yeah.
Whereas genies are, like, you know, they're just beholden to their master.
Right.
Alright. I've got to be very careful with this. Do a flip.
Very...
I was not careful with this.
Have a nice fall.
Fall's almost over. It's practically Decemberween already. And you know what that means?
Oh no.
That means we gotta get the gang together for another public domain Decemberween movie marathon. I've got some real stinkers lined up for this year. I know I haven't done that since launching this channel, but fuck it, we're doing it again.
Nice.
Proto Rage said he's up for it. I know that one of them we're gonna do this year because, well, we only watched one of the two versions of Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, so we still have a whole second version of that movie to watch. You're welcome for that knowledge. That we are not done with Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Oh, jeez.
There are two different versions of the movie. One where the movie within a movie is Thumbelina, which is what we watched. And a second one that's less common, but is more easily available now, thanks to Rip Tracks, where the movie within a movie is Jack and the Beanstalk.
Huh.
Also, I found out that the director of that movie only ever made one other movie, and that he's also a World War II legend. Like, if you've ever heard of the movie The Great Escape, that's based on his life story about him escaping from a Nazi prison camp. Well, him and a couple other American soldiers escaping from a Nazi prison camp by digging tunnels underneath it. And then he went on, after the war was over, to make two of the worst Christmas movies ever made. And then he just kind of fucked off for the rest of his life. He made one other movie that has so little moving that it can barely be described as a movie, because nothing moves. It's a slideshow with narration. It's called Santa's Christmas Elf named Calvin.
Oh, jeez.
It's regarded as even worse than Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Oh, jeez. I was about to ask, like, since when did Alf get involved with Santa?
I have an adorable speech impediment. I'm Southern. Don't make fun of me.
Hey, I'm not making fun of you.
Don't make fun of me for the way I use my talk words. Also,
Yeah.
just the way I speak has been ruined by years of watching Homestar Runner. I can't say how come anymore. I always have to say why come.
You're sick and wounded.
Yeah, you just said how come a second ago.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You can't prove that.
Actually, I can.
I can only say it when I'm explaining why I don't normally say it in conversations. Outside of that context, I cannot get myself to say it.
There you go. That's the difference right there.
It's like that one Hispanic guy that Brian runs into in that one episode of Family Guy, where Brian tries speaking Spanish to him, and then he corrects him in English. And he's like, "Oh, you speak English?" No, just that correction and this bit that explains the bits of Spanish that I am able to speak. Wait, are you serious? ¿Qué?
There's Lorenzo.
Sounds a lot like that one scene from the first Michael Bay Transformers movie where it was like, I'm not authorized to communicate with you.
There's Giuliano.
We learned how to speak through the internet, and yet somehow we didn't speak entirely in memes.
Strike.
Yeah, right. No, I'm talking about that scene where it's like, I was like, I'm not authorized to communicate with you, except to tell you that I can't communicate with you.
No! No! Nome di Dio! Vi scongiuro, pietà!
Nessuno a pietà! Cade maledetto! Muori! Muori! Muori!
I mean, I gotta give it to
Your day is done,
I gotta give it to
Lorenzo.
Francesco De Pazzi. He's pretty brave to penetrate that man so violently in public.
Oh, jeez.
You're welcome for that.
Put this on yourself! Die! Just die already! Please! I need help!
Okay, attack the guards that are attacking Lorenzo, please. Speaking of terrible jokes, did you hear that there's an official comic where the comics version of the Joker meets the Joaquin Phoenix version of the Joker?
I did not see that, no.
It's like a one-off thing, I think, where like the Joaquin Phoenix version of the Joker is treated as like an old colleague of the Joker's from his college days or something like that.
Oh wow.
And it's in a comic where like the Joker has become the mayor of Gotham. And it's like the Joker's like trying to move on from, you know, his rowdy past, but he meets up with his old college buddy, and his old college buddy's like, "Hey, let's relive our glory days." Lorenzo de' Medici. Simultaneously keeping the dream of the Florentine Republic alive while leaving people with very little legitimate power, Lorenzo de' Medici deftly ruled Renaissance Florence during its golden age. Lorenzo's father, Cosimo, built the Medici Bank, creating one of the most powerful financial institutions in Europe and becoming fabulously rich in the process. Considered the smartest of Cosimo's grandchildren, Lorenzo was already being sent on diplomatic missions as a child. He has diplomatic immunity, so Hammer, you can't sue. Although his father was inept and sickly, his mother was a poet. She introduced Lorenzo to many of the prominent artists of the day, instilling in him a love of art and culture. In 1469, when he was only 20, nice, 1469, what a nice year, Lorenzo became the head of the Medici family, at which point he quickly gained control of the Florentine government through friends in the city council, payoffs, strategic marriages. That is a term I have not seen before, but very fitting, and threats. But Florence prospered with Lorenzo as its puppeteer. A peace was made between the warring states of Italy, and several masterpieces of Renaissance art by the likes of Botticelli and Michelangelo were made under his care. Ultimately, Lorenzo was happier writing poetry and shadow governing than directing his family's bank. During his lifetime, several branches of the bank collapsed, and the Medici assets were wasted on frivolity such as jousting tournaments. Lorenzo died in 1492 when Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Nearly broke, he was unable to prevent the popular backlash against his rich lifestyle and the Mad Monk Savonarola's rise to power. Okay, foreshadowing.
You saved my life.
It's nothing. But the man who you have to pay.
Not now. I need help first. To my home. People I trust there. Can you...
Just walk it off, you'll be fine.
I'm losing a lot of blood.
Just put some Windex on it, you'll be fine.
As fast as I can.
Screw Windex. Put some WD-40 on him.
No. That's if something's not moving and it's supposed to be moving. Bards, this is not the time!
Quietate, signore. Conserve your energy, or I'll be delivering a corpse. We're almost there.
Okay, so why not some duct tape then?
Because the problem doesn't have to do with him moving. It's about him losing blood.
Yes, I know. Why not use some duct tape then?
Because duct tape is not absorbent.
I beg to differ.
Christ greatest, come in quickly. The city is at war. Hurry.
Back in, I want to say...
You need something that is absorbent, porous, and preferably yellow. So what we need is a sponge named Robert.
Why did you help me?
You are not the owner.
I beg to differ when I was actually,
You peg to differ?
I said
That's what you said.
It is not what I said. That is not what I said. You know that.
Someone clip that and prove me right. He's never escaping the allegations.
We cannot hold them up much longer. No, if they get inside, they'll murder our supporters and put their own devils in power.
I beg to differ because years ago, I was ziplining in West Virginia, and I was having a lot of fun on the zip lines, and of course my neck got caught under one of the zip line ropes. It was like the safety rope to help pull yourself back to the platform, because you would end up losing momentum like halfway through. Like basically the way it was, like you would go all the way to the end, hit like a big post or tree or whatever it was attached. The end was attached to, and you'd be bouncing back towards the center, and you'd lose momentum. So, of course, during that period of time, while I'm going down the zip line, I realized my neck is getting caught underneath the rope to pull myself back to the platform. So I'm like, not even thinking, I reached out with my right hand and grabbed the rope while I was in motion. Like at high speed, I grabbed the rope and ended up with a very bad rope burn on my hand. My Scoutmaster used duct tape as bandages. Like he put gauze, like instead of using gauze or anything like that, he just like had this like to deal with the blisters and everything. He had like this first aid kit, and apparently in order to wrap the whole thing up. Instead of using bandages, he used duct tape. I am not kidding you.
Yeah, but he was treating you with more than just duct tape. You're suggesting we use duct tape to treat stab wounds.
Hey, worked for me. Could work for him.
Also, a Shadow Dragon says, Lord Pegatron strikes again.
Shut up. Shut up, Shadow Dragon. You know that's not what I said. And you... You cannot prove that's what I said.
Also, as Cloud would say to every single bard that we've come across in our playthroughs, your music is bad and you should feel bad.
I did not say it, Shadow Dragon. I did not.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Maybe seeking another
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Before it's too late. Do what you can.
I will deny this up and down, Shadow Dragon. I will deny it because it's not true.
Hey, you know what they say? Denial's just another state in the union.
God damn it. What state are you in? Denial. I can't argue with that. It's too stupid.
That reminds me of the best denial pun I've ever heard, and it came from the GOAT, Rich Evans from Red Letter Media, when they were watching a movie called Robo-Woman, which was like, it was supposed to be like a sexy RoboCop ripoff, but with like a 70-year-old woman with heavy amounts of plastic surgery and makeup who thinks that she's still in her prime.
Oh, jeez.
And it's, like, obviously a vanity project for her because she's so sexualized in the movie.
Oh,
and, like, Rich Evans, he's like, you know, I think this movie might have been filmed in Egypt, on Denial.
Yep, I've heard of similar jokes. He did one like that. It's like he's got this character called Tombstone. He's literally just a skull that appears out of nowhere with a huge mustache on it. And at one point, like this is before he was, I think it was like he was showing one of the mummy movies.
Why aren't you dead?
So of course, Tombstone just appears out of nowhere. He starts asking a bunch of questions. He's like, "What's the name of that big river in Egypt?" And someone was like, "Denial." I'm like, "Why are you denying it?" Like, he did it better than I can explain it, but it was, you know.
Well, it's, you know what they say, the more the merrier.
You know what they say, all toasters, toast.
Toast. But, you are about to sit, there's a fork in the road ahead of you. That all depends on what your answer to the statement of you know what they say is. On one side is all toasters toast. On the other end is the more the merrier.
Guards! Guards!
No one's coming. It's just us now.
Maledetto che il diavolo ti porti! Stammi lontano!
Do a flip.
Do a belly flip. No, back flip. No, belly flop.
Belly flop. Jesus. I mean, I would pay to see Jesus do a belly flop, especially since I follow him on Twitter. Seems like a pretty chill dude.
I actually did I don't know. It's not technically a body. Not body flop. It's not technically a
belly flop.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. I can't do words so well this late at night.
Sir or madam, do you... Sir or madam, do you acquire medical resistance? Ma'am, please remain calm. Your CD tray is not a cup holder. I cannot help you clear your browser cache. No, I am not in India.
Francesco?
Oh, you know, Francesco just hanging around.
Yeah, he decided to go for a short drop and a sudden stop.
I mean, he was already dead. The hanging was just an extra, just to add insult to, I would say injury, but that's more than an injury. Insult to murder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, the transition's going to save me! Impressive or socially unacceptable actions will make you notorious. Socially unacceptable I can understand, but... well, no. Notorious B.I.G. was pretty impressive. Or, what was it that, that one pastor said in Rappin' for Jesus? No, not the part where he says the N-word.
Good.
The part where he says, and I rhyme better than Notorious Big.
When I was 6 years old, I fell into the Arno. I soon found myself drifting down.
You know, it's kind of funny that he mentions falling into the Arno, given that Unity would have a protagonist named Arno.
Instead, I woke to the sound of my mother weeping. At her side stood a stranger, soaking and smiling at me. My mother explained that he had saved me. And so began a long and prosperous relationship between two families. Yours and mine. I am sorry I could not save your father and brothers.
You have nothing to apologize for. I believe Jacopo de Pazzi played a part in their deaths. They attack on you as well. I need to find him.
That coward fled before we could arrest him.
Have you any leads?
Just a moment. Need to make a couple quick adjustments. Gonna switch over to the BRB screen for this. Ah, God. Excuse the sounds of of everlasting chaos you're about to hear.
Sounds like my kind of sound.
Geet the fuck. Geet the fuck. Come on, you. Yeah.
See.
God damn it. Ah, everything's falling.
What are you doing, dude?
I'm moving onto my couch because I have been sitting in this chair for too long.
Jeez.
And
Well,
you are going to join me for this.
Well, what the fuck have you been... like, why the fuck were you sitting in the chair for too long?
It's not like I was planning on it. On you over here. Ah, fuck. Come on. Tracking fix, please. Ah! Everything's breaking! Ah.
How's the weather down there? I always wanted to be taller than you.
Gotta grab the fucking keyboard and center it on the right window and... my life is pain. There we go. That'll
How did
do,
it feel
pig.
being-
That'll do, pig. That'll do. And
How
now
did
my
it feel
face
being
tracking is
punished out
messed
for
up.
once? Oh, jeez. I wonder if this is a sign.
One sec, need to reboot myself.
Alright.
Stream's not gonna die. I'll just disappear.
Alright. Well, you disappeared just as you said that. So now Arikado's a ghost in Castle Orlok. How fitting.
Behold my invisibility technique.
He could be over here. No, over here. I mean, of course, he could be in both places at once. Then again, you have no idea which way I'm pointing.
Any second now. There we go. There we go. Things are fixed now. But the maid outfit's gone because it auto defaults back to my default outfit, as you know, as the word default implies.
Right.
Jesus.
Arikado.exe has stopped working. I love it.
If they work with Jacob, they were surely involved in the plot against my family as well. Give me their names.
That's staying in the VOD.
Francesco Salviati, Stefano da Bagnone, and Bernardo Baroncelli.
Bene.
Hi,
I'm
Billy
going to
Mays
see my
here.
uncle. He has men stationed in the countryside.
Wait.
Okay, but
A codex page.
oh, he's giving me a codex page with only and I only have to pay shipping and handling.
I've always had an interest in things of antiquity. As did your father.
My God! The shotgun!
A shotgun? Consider it a gift.
But we haven't gotten the gun yet. And we don't get shotguns until God, until Assassin's Creed 3 technically. Like, you get pistols in there, but you can also get rifles and you can get that what's it called, the duckfoot, the pistol with 3 barrels.
Oh jeez.
They're evenly spaced apart, you know, in case you ever need to shoot 3 evenly spaced people, so you can take out most of Weezer with 1 shot, but still have 1 left over.
I've marked the Palazzo Medici on your map. In order to achieve 100% sync with Ezio's life, you should go explore.
Have a good night, Shadow Dragon.
Nighty night, Shadow
An
Dragon.
elixir of lead and pomegranate. No, thank you, good sir.
Pride ourselves on
I know what this is.
Let's challenge everything.
All right, time for some educational content.
Okay, this is not what I thought it was.
A, B, C,
I don't know why I thought it was something else.
F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N, N, B, R, P, Q, R,
She's confused, but she's got spirit.
U, W, Z, X, Y, Z. Happy, happy, I'm happy. Fine, thank you. A, B, C. Thank you.
Please come back anytime.
Our wife is so good at the ABCs, isn't she?
What do you mean, our wife?
You don't know? Do you not know who Nene is? If you like her stuff, then you're automatically her husband.
Well, what about Cloud? Cloud had no idea who she was either.
Doesn't matter. If you like any of her stuff, you are now one of her husbands. It also doesn't matter what your gender identity is. You are still a husband. That's just them's the rules. And you're not allowed to divorce her. She has a collection of husbands. She keeps her husbands on a shelf.
So
I'm not making this up. This is actually her lore. Kind of want to know who that is. She's a member of Hololive. She's been trying. like she's been growing in popularity over the past year or so, because like she's got this kind of like chaotic adorableness to her, and also because she's like one of the only Hololive members that doesn't do the whole like, oh, I'm not going to be your waifu thing. She's like, no, you are all my husbands. And also because she's going through the effort of learning English just so she can communicate with her non-Japanese fans.
Get down, Raju! You won't run away this time!
Or overseas,
yeah, so-
or Kaigai Niki, as she calls them. She's the one I told you where she has... I told you about what kind of pizza she likes. And what kind of burger she likes. She's like, bun, on cheese, on cheese, on cheese, on meat, on cheese, on cheese, on cheese, on egg, on cheese, on bun. It's like, yes, would you
tell me,
like some would you like some meat and buns with your cheese?
So, Arikado, tell me, if you are one of her husbands and she keeps you on a shelf, does that technically make you an elf on the shelf?
That's racist. I'm joking. Well, I don't actually take offense to that because that's a different kind of elf. I'm a high elf, not a Christmas elf.
Alright. Who shot the shotgun?
Cloud shot the shotgun at you, probably, for that joke.
Hey, don't blame me, Cloud. You walked into this. You came here for this. This is what you signed up for when you followed Arikado.
This is not what I sagged on for. In the words of Sonor Card Gauge. Speaking of which, I need to get back to Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People sometime. Just need to get in the vibe for that. I at least want to get to Dangerous 3, The Criminal Projective, by the end of the year. Because that's the only one that features Sonor Card Gauge.
Yeah. Ads are snooze for 5 minutes. Good. I know technically it wouldn't have mattered for me, but I decided to snooze it. Whatever.
I mean, technically, if you want to talk about a straight person in this routine, wouldn't that just be JKR? Considering that you and I both are not straight.
Ba-dum-ba-ba-da-ba.
Yeah, I get it. I was making a horrible pun.
He does that.
You say you hate being gullible, you would have probably loved my middle school art teacher. You know that whole gag of, like, it says gullible on the ceiling? He actually had gullible written on the ceiling of his classroom.
Oh, God.
Damn it, we just rescued Lorenzo. He's in danger again.
Not again.
Lorenzo's currently indisposed. Hey, you're the one who killed Francesco de Pazzi.
I say, fuck!
Get him. With pleasure.
This is one of two Templar layers that were DLC in the original console versions, but are included with the remasters, and were patched into the PC version for free. Oh yeah, and another bit of lore about Nene is that her name is Momo Suzu Nene. Do not call her Suzu Momo Nene. She will get sad. Her other acceptable name is Nenechi. But do not call her Memechi or Momo Memechi. She will get very sad and she will start crying. And when she cries, she sounds like a seal.
Jeez.
Nenechi is her preferred pet name for people to call her. You know, like how in the Japanese version of Danganronpa, Yasuhiro calls Makoto Naigichi.
He looks familiar. Eccolo! You won't escape.
Try and get me, haha.
Faster!
Fuck, I didn't mean it literally. Joke's on you, I have the high ground.
You underestimate my power.
You were saying? I killed them all without them even being able to hit me. Because I have the high ground. Always have the high ground, unless you're trying to attack from below, in which case, having the high ground is kind of the opposite of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that way.
I'm technically correct. The best kind of correct.
But yeah, I love how it's someone I don't remember where it was, but one of the YouTubers I follow specifically for Star Wars content explained the whole reason why Obi-Wan told Anakin that that it was over, that he had the high ground. It was because apparently he had a good feeling, apparently a very strong feeling that even if Anakin did try
about this.
Yeah, basically, it's like he knew that if Anakin attempted to jump over, the thing is, Anakin apparently had studied what Obi-Wan had done when he killed Maul the first time, and he was like, I can do. If you can do it, so can I. I'm more powerful than you anyway. So of course, he attempts the same move that Obi-Wan did against Maul, but Obi-Wan, when he said, don't try, he's like, dude, don't try. You've never done this before. Just because you've studied it doesn't mean you can actually do it. You only studied it. You never actually put it into practice.
Do a flip.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. It's I do enjoy the prequels. I know, cinematically, they are not the best films when it comes to storytelling. Their effects are great, but at least for the time, anyway.
The effects are damn good for the time, and they've held up relatively well.
Yeah, I mean, there are some things I think, that I will say that didn't really hold up, but that's just from personal opinion. But then again, this is also coming from someone who never really studied the evolution of computer graphics or anything like that, like CGI and everything like that.
What about Lorenzo?
By now, Lorenzo is already dead.
Ah, but is he mostly dead or all dead? There's a difference between mostly dead and all dead.
Eccolo! You won't escape.
He's there, on him!
But yeah, like there are some things, like I will say that Phantom Menace, I do like its overall plot, but I do feel like that one, like the whole pod racing scene, could have been cut down in half at least. Because I like the fact that it was there. It was interesting to see, but honestly, the whole thing could have been cut in half. Honestly, that whole sequence could have been just cut in half.
I mean, it at least serves a narrative purpose by foreshadowing that Anakin's going to be a good pilot.
True.
Even if like when you think about it even more, it's like, wait, it's like saying you would be a good fighter jet pilot because you can drive a race car.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, just don't think about it, you'll ruin it for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I still enjoy, Phantom Menace is a pretty decent film. I like the Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones, on the other hand, had a lot of clunky dialogue in it, and, you remember the whole I hate sand meme that,
I hate sand, it's coarse, and it's rough, and it gets everywhere. Not like you.
Yeah, right.
You're soft and smooth.
Yeah, it's like, I get what Lucas
it's supposed to. I get what he's going for, but it's like the combination of the shitty dialogue and the way that Hayden Christensen delivers it makes it sound so just creepy.
You heard him?
Yeah.
You too.
Like, I get it. The idea, I mean, technically, if you think about it, Anakin is basically he's a teenager who's not actually been with a girl ever in his life, and it's like and of course, I think what they did, I think a lot of the subtext is that Palpatine arranged it for Anakin Skywalker to actually meet Senator Padme Amidala again after so many years. That's what I think that's what people understand, is that the Emperor actually manipulated everything from behind the scenes when he found out how powerful Anakin was.
No. See, that's just what they want you to think. There was actually someone manipulating the Emperor behind the whole thing, and I think I know who it was.
Darth Jar Jar?
Red herring!
God damn it. But yeah, honestly, when it comes to, I enjoyed the prequel and the original trilogies. I like those. The Disney sequels, I think the only good one in my opinion, and that's not saying much. It's not even that good, but in terms of quality compared to the other two, I think The Force Awakens is the better film out of the...
The Force Awakens is the most coherently put together one, but to me, it has aged the worst.
I agree. It still has aged the worst, but I still think
it's one of those rare cases where, you can genuinely say that any goodwill towards that movie was undone by how the rest of the story played out. Usually that's kind of a petty thing to say, but in this case, that's totally valid to say, no, seeing how the rest of the trilogy played out really, really does just ruin the first entry, because it's just, you see all the cracks that were there from the beginning. Time to Get Lost in Civ with Peter again. Civilization?
Yeah, it doesn't help. The fact is that they didn't have a plan for the sequel trilogy. They didn't know which direction they were going to go.
That's my big thing. A lot of people are they try to blame it on specific directors. I'm like, no, the problem is that there was no through line. They were making shit up as they go.
Right, it was there was no story Bible, behind the sequel trilogy. There was like no end goal and pre-made up end goal or anything like that. Lucas at least had a plan for the both prequel and the original trilogies. He like granted, when he wrote when he made the first Star Wars film, it was like he wasn't entirely when he originally wrote it. It was like he didn't know that he was going to make a trilogy out of it until like later, just before it was actually released in theaters, from what I understand. And he took his time making those films too. Like he didn't just rush the project. He went back and redid a lot of shit just to make sure it actually, in his opinion, flowed well.
And then, even after they were done, he continued to go back and redo shit, to the detriment of the films.
Yeah. If there's one scene I really wish he would have put back in there, because I think it would have actually helped quite a bit. It wasn't anything major. It was just like one particular scene. Like if you remember in A New Hope, Luke, when he arrives on Yavin 4, and he's about to take off, he's about to board his new X-Wing. He runs into an old friend of his from Tatooine the thing is, that friend, there is a deleted scene where Luke and that guy are talking.
He put back in the Jabba scene with horrendous CGI that just keeps getting progressively worse with each new update that it gets, but he won't add in the scene that actually makes this character's appearance have some sort of narrative value.
Right. That's a scene that I think...
But, a lot of people, a lot of people are still pissed all these years later about, Greedo about Han shot first or Greedo shoots first or whatever. What I want to know is who decided that they need to go back and edit it again to make him say McClunky.
Yeah, that is what the fuck? Then, of course, they, the original actor who did the voice of Boba Fett in Empire Strikes Back was replaced with
Timur Morrison or however his name is. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't mean that as I said that in such a disrespectful way. I love his performance as Jango Fett. I just can't. I don't know how to pronounce his name because I've never heard it spoken before.
Yeah, I've only heard it a couple of times, so I couldn't tell you. And I'm horrible. Even if I have heard it pronounced, I can never.
Hey, Lorenzo's still alive.
Ezio, again you saved me. First they enter my church, now my home.
I'll hunt them down. They won't come near you again.
Look around you. This is one of my treasure rooms. You're entitled to take anything you wish from it.
Can I take the chandelier?
I trust my apartments are safe now.
Can I take the column?
Signore. Thank you for this most gracious.
Can I take the statue of Anubis?
But I will come to you again when all the Pazzi are dead.
No, I can only open the fucking tiny little
I will not
chest.
forget what you've done for me.
Yeah, shit.
Buona fortuna.
And the big chest.
I wonder what's in those urns.
You think that's a Babylonian urn? Now you may be wondering, what's a Babylonian urn? And my answer to that is, a Babylonian earns more than I do.
God damn it!
You're welcome.
It took me a minute. I was like, the fuck does that work? And they're like, oh, god damn it. Here's the messed up part. It's not that I'm laughing at your shit jokes. It's the fact that I'm laughing at, it takes me a minute to actually catch on to what you're saying. But hey, the difference is the jokes you tell me, you know more shit. That's the thing.
It's like a joke, only shit.
Yes, but for whatever reason, because I can't grasp it the first time, I'm like, I have to think about it for a second. That's what makes me laugh at it. It's like, takes me so fucking long to catch on. Yeah, but then again, no one ever accused me of being smart.
I would normally have some sort of smart-ass remark to that, but my brain's just drawn a blank.
Yeah.
I'm overdrawn at the memory bank, which I think is also the name of a movie.
Huh.
If I remember correctly, it's the name of like an early cyberpunk story.
But I love you, noble lord!
Well, I don't love you. Your music is bad and you should feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I would take these bards over the stereotypical horny bard that exists in D&D logic.
I'll show you who I would take over these bards. I'm gonna have to bring up YouTube for this.
Oh, no.
God, I've got... I did not think this through because I have to navigate OBS's menu from, like, 6 feet away.
Ooh.
Add... what does that say?
Let's get closer.
Window capture, I think? Is that a window capture? There's a window capture. Is the window capture going to work? Nope, it's not that. God, I can't see these window titles from this far away.
Oops.
No, it's not that either. That's CC Cleaner trying to get me to pay for a free software.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Nope. I'll find it eventually.
Nope.
Yes, that's it. Now I just, I swear this is going to be hilarious. It'll be worth all the setup. Could I have just added a browser source and made this easier on myself? Yes, but, counterpoint, I'm a fucking moron.
We are morons, probably true, and we'll do our yell for you.
Let's see, no, it's not the Bill Clinton screensaver. I forgot I had the Womp still turned on.
Oops.
It's technically called Worst Guitar Solo Ever, but it's not a solo, it's an acoustic song. And it's an audition for Australian Idol. Here we go. This is the kind of bard I would rather have serenading me than the bards in the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy.
What's happening here?
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today.
This is a Quentin Tarantino movie, is it not?
Do you have anything else? Maybe something a bit more up tempo?
Somewhere over the rainbow.
There you go. I would rather have that bard serenading me. Or
So Arikado.
Alternatively, because I have to introduce this to my chat somehow. Beautiful viewers, may I introduce you to Rock and Roll McDonald's?
No. But Arikado, as you know, I am quite old. Quite old. And as such, I always, when it comes to music, and like I always loved the old time animals, especially the acoustic eel. Unfortunately, he went out of style because he kept playing out of tuna.
Sorry, I couldn't hear any of your joke over the sound of Rock and Roll McDonald's.
Well, shit.
That's enough serenading for one night.
But yes,
request that at your next wedding that you attend, and see the dance floor clear the fuck out.
That's the funny thing. One of my old classmates, she was going to invite me and a couple of our friends to her wedding, and she was like, she's younger than me by almost over 10 years younger. But whatever. Anyway, one of my friends happens to be a photographer. She graduated in, I think, 2020. So after she became like an established, wow, that's kind of hurt. Like when she became a professional photographer, as usual, photographers have rates, and
hate to cut you short, but I really need to use the bathroom.
No worries, dude. So yes, everyone, as you know, I'm technically I'm technically quite old. I am older than Arikado. As such, I am quite old, and as such, I miss a lot of the old time animals, especially the acoustic eel. Unfortunately, he went extinct because he always played out of tuna. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Don't everybody clap at once.
Fuck, the controller fell.
Whoops.
This stream's just falling apart at the seams.
I think that's a sign, dude.
Yeah, I think that's a sign too. So we're gonna end it here tonight. Let's see. We're gonna raid Pitch. We're gonna raid Pitchy. Oh, she's playing Inuyasha Secret of the Curse Mask. Of course we're gonna raid her for that.
Nice.
Thanks everyone for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, unpleasant dreams.
Okay. Well, we're the boys of chorus. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.